All right. What's up, my guys? We are back in line for lunch. Glad to have the crew back. Jake almost had to call in absent to school today, but he powered through. Sometimes you just gotta step up to the plate, power
Yeah.
through, because if you don't go to school, you cannot go to football practice. So he had to go to school today so he could, go to practice. That's the rule. Yeah. So what's up? How's everybody doing?
JT, that's actually funny because that happened to me one time. Junior year, we, me and two other associates, we ended up not going to school. Sorry, mom. And I think it was like the first day of baseball practice or something like that. There was like an inter squad scrimmage, and because of that, I wasn't able to go to the practice, and I had to like basically just tell my mom like, "Oh, I'm not going to baseball," and she was like, "Why?" And I literally had to confess and be like, "Because I didn't go to school," and it was terrifying. I mean that was just so brutal. And then I had to go the next day to baseball, and I think everyone must have known I didn't go to school, and like I just played hooky, I guess. And because of that, like the coach was giving me a lot of shit. He was like, "Oh, really? You were sick? You weren't in school? Really? You were sick?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I was sick. Yeah." I don't know. It was just like, it's like everyone knew, but I was like, when you get in those situations and it's like, I'm not going to confess because that'd be dumb, even though everyone knows.
But hold on. Wait. First of all, why does the coach even care if you went to school or not? It is not a team that's even attached to the school, correct?
Baseball?
Yeah. Or are you talking high school? Sorry.
High school. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So high school. So yeah, this was at Central, and it was happening, and I don't know. It was just like, dude, first of all, it was my junior year for baseball, and it was just like the coach already didn't really like me anyway. And I was just like,
did you tell him to just go paint a wall and shut the fuck up?
No, I was just like, I just kept denying. I'm like, no, yeah, I was sick. I wasn't feeling well and stuff like that, which you can use I'm not feeling well for anything. That is like ultimate get out of jail, especially post COVID. Not to take advantage of that, but it's like, hey, I really don't feel well. I don't want to do this.
Well, this is what my problem is in those situations. I don't know if it's a pride thing or what, but like I don't like to make an excuse of why I can't go to something. I just will be like, I'm not going. And it pisses people off. But like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I just rather be truthful. Like, I don't feel like, I just don't feel like going. But that really annoys people that like I'm close with. And I'm like, I'm not trying to annoy you, but I'm not going to say like, hey, I got called into work or something when that's just a lie.
Yeah, no. I I adapted that from you. I think over the years it is crazy how many times that people say that they can't do things and make up an entire excuse, and then you learn 2 hours later that it's the complete opposite and they're just out doing something else and had other plans. Like, I think that looks worse than just being like, dude, I don't feel like it. Like, sorry. Like, I don't have to give you a reason on why I don't feel like doing anything. Like, some days you're just not up to it. And some days you just have to swallow your pride. Some days you got to lock in. Some days you don't want to record a podcast. Some days you have to show up and do it. You offer it to other people. They don't want to change the way that they live. So I'm fucking right here in this seat. The new era of the Juice Box is back. We're attacking Spotify. We're attacking everybody. They want to rip down our old episodes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm over it. The nice guy, like, DD type bullshit is over. We're back. It's OG days. Lock the fuck in. The new era is here. I hope I confused the shit out of people in the last Juice Box episode. That's why it said end of an era. I wanted people to think like, what's going on? Are they done? Are they not coming back? Nah. We're just starting over. We're starting over, boys. That's all.
Yeah. Hell yeah, we're back.
All the way
No.
back. Dial it up. Let's fucking get after it, dude. We're here. Dial it up. We're done mailing it in. We're done.
But what, you go into a great point here. Freaking Spotify deleting our classic good memory episodes. And now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't even save those.
They're gone.
They're dude, that's
they're
fucked
gone.
up.
It's very sad. They were stored on Anchor, and now actually.
They deleted history. This is what's wrong with the freaking world these days. Just like when they wrote the freaking textbooks that we grew up reading.
Keep going. Keep talking. I'm going back into the archive.
It's crazy. I just came to the realization right now that the ones that got the old ones that were deleted are probably just gone forever because we didn't save them.
We did. They were on the old ass computer. And
that's what I'm saying. Like right now, they're not saved on anything.
I'm trying to go back. I know they were early episodes, but Tig, I mean, listen, how do you feel about this situation? You were the one that was putting your blood, sweat, and tears into editing these and making sure that they were uploaded early on. So I'm sure you got something to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not good when like you see, even though it's like it's so far back and it's dated, but it still sucks to see it just like gone forever. You know what I mean? So and that's why I'm sure most of us have filled up phones with storage that hasn't been backed up in 100+ days like my phone, because it's like I don't want to delete it because I might need it, or I might go back and watch or go back and go through photos or something like that. Is that ever really probably going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not probably going to go back from photos from 2016 or whatever on my goddamn phone. Who knows? But you like having that option. And maybe that's just like a little bit of hoarder mentality, but it's nice to have archives and history like that. So I think there might be a chance that they might be on our Google Drive. Some episodes might be on there, but I don't know, because I remember I used to do it to the Drive. Sometimes like when I didn't have my like whatever, my block, my bank, but I'm pretty sure my bank is like fully empty now, so I don't have anything on my bank, I don't think.
Yeah, so I'm looking right here. When you go back, the ones that they were threatening to pull are still on here. Mm-hmm. But the further I go back to like the original ones, the ones that they threatened us on months ago, there is like episode 16 is gone. It's completely off of Anchor. So I'm wondering, I guess I don't understand like why or how they could just delete it all, but like there was a couple of the 70s and 80s that were on there, and while I was going back quickly, they were still on Anchor, but they also still said published, which is not true. So I don't know if maybe they didn't update the file, but regardless, I think it's crazy. I think it's insane. Spotify bought Anchor. Spotify streams all of these songs, and actually it's not even Spotify or Anchor, it's the music companies. The everything it says from Universal is like
the labels or whatever.
Yeah, like we're fucking making thousands of dollars an episode. So they're like, yeah, you can't fucking use this. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Like I always picture like when I'm an old man and wanting to reminisce on the good times, to just go back and play back episodes. And now like they're gone. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that, but I have. Like that's what's cool about, you think that's what's cool about like Spotify or YouTube and stuff, to where it's like always gonna be there. But then it's like
a time
they just
capsule.
Yeah, and then it's just like they deleted some, So it's a little sad,
I'd be lying if I said I like haven't thought about like, all right, there's gonna just be one day when like streaming services are too expensive and I don't have any of this other stuff. There definitely was a plan a couple years from now to just run it all back and replay through it all just to hear how our voices changed. Like that's something that I don't think about. That's five. We've been doing this, guys. This is going on 6 years now. Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We started in 2000. No, wrong.
19.
5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
But still, that's a long time. And that's actually, it's so funny because it's so ironic that we're having this conversation the week that Little Dicky's new album came out.
Oh yeah.
Because when I play it, when I listen to some of the songs, it immediately takes me back to that time in my life. Like, because it was just like the same time. You know what I mean? The same time period when Dave Season 1 came out and we were podcasting, and I would always look up on YouTube like that one song, the Alley song, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And now that it's on every time I play it, I'm like, it just literally takes me back in time to when we were just in the thick of our podcasting days, thinking we were freaking rock star celebrities and wheeling. And it's cool how like music can do that,
Absolutely, yeah. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I'm just getting caught in all the drive and stuff like that. And I have like a couple episodes on my drive and stuff. And like I have one, it says Epi 21 JT. It says massage export. No idea what that could be. I have no idea what that could be.
I think you meant to put massage expert because remember I went to get a professional massage the one time in St. Clairsville. And I was talking about it because that was the only time I ever got a massage in my life.
It is quite funny though, JT, that like you really do, which now I do it too. I don't mean this as a slight. Like we downplay the local type thing early on, but if you remember,
no, I'm not downplaying it. Yeah,
like every person, their grandma, their mom, they wanted to know what was going on. Like we would record, we'd go out, people would talk to us about it, people would go out of their way to talk to us about it. Like for our sake, it's so cool that we started before like national podcast days even a thing, but the pandemic destroyed us. It absolutely derailed our whole momentum solely because everybody started doing it. And it wasn't so much of a unique thing anymore. It was more of like now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, and there are just so many freaking podcasts now. And there's a lot of them that are big on like TikTok, and it's so funny because you have all these there's so many podcasts of like 2 or 3 guys like Jake, like the Basement Yard, for example. They are like the prototype of that kind of pod. Like they started that, in my opinion. Just like 2 guys talking back and forth about stupid shit. But there are so many of those now, and they all talk about the same thing. And they all come up on my feed, and I'm like, it's just like everything. There's so many, and they all talk about the same stuff. It's just there are so many now these days. Just like anything else, like, like TikTok, all that shit. Just it's very saturated these days because it's so easy to do. It's so easy to just like start a podcast now. I feel like,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's so easy to just, especially it's very affordable too. Cause I mean, all you need is a laptop and, just a simple mic from Amazon or something like that. And you're good to go. And you can just talk about whatever you're thinking or whatever's going on in the world. And that's why like you're saying, there's so much saturation, so much overlap and everything. It's hard to differentiate yourself and find your niche.
Right.
In the industry for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. But I think it's still we brought it up, like the longevity of the juice box and everything, and that, like, it's kind of just standing the test of time, which I think is always something to like just be proud of. And I'm super happy and like still excited, you know what I mean, to still like hop on the mics and stuff like that. So I just think it's so cool and it's just fun.
No, I 100% agree. And honestly, since we're talking about this, like, might as well just kind of talk about the future a little bit. Obviously, the last Juicebox title was a clickbaity title to get people to listen. That's the business. It is what it is. We're kind of, I look at this as like a refresh. It's like, at least for the Juicebox itself, we're hitting episode 200, massive milestone, refreshing the logo, refreshing the plan. The Juicebox will now drop on Tuesdays, and I believe the first episode is like February 12th or February 10th, that Tuesday. The lunch line will be dropping on Thursdays. We'll be having a in-studio program and a Skype program. And the hope is that the Juicebox can figure out technology and figure out how we can get Zoom guests while we're recording all at the same time. I know it's possible, obviously. I guess from my standpoint, I'm kind of just done sinking money. So like, I'm not going to buy different things to be able to do this. And honestly, boys, I mean, I was never the biggest fan of like Skype podcasts and such, but I feel like we make this work very well, which is very kind of a breath of fresh air. Like it kind of got me rejuvenated again for like Zoom, Skype podcasts like this. And I want to applaud us. And I'm happy that this is kind of going to be a new fresh stamp in the Juicebox family. And I'm looking forward to kind of like the revamp. And I'm looking forward to just getting back to like nitty gritty stuff, like talking shit, like having a good time. And I'm over the whole like politically correct, can't talk about this, can't talk about that. Obviously, I'm never going to be ruthless or, you know, purposely attack a thing, but like I want to just get back to bullshitting with the boys. Like that's all I want to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah,
And,
me too.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we can figure out the, you know, how we can get like video guests and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna do some more research on it and try to get you an answer and try to get you like an easy fix, because I mean we know of podcasts that have done that before with like in studio, and then that, like, do you guys still have the TV to the right?
Yeah, see,
you guys change locations too, so yeah. I don't know
but we can still turn it, and you can still. The only problem is that on a share screen, I don't know if it'll be delayed at all. I think our biggest challenge is the headphones, because like that's the one. I mean, I know there's something upstairs that we bought for that originally, and I honestly love that we're just talking inside baseball. I like talking about this stuff. So like, I know there's something upstairs, but I don't think we have enough slots in the back of the actual computer. Now, if it's something that plugs into the interface, that's one thing. And I did look into the camera thing. It does make sense, because now on the Apple TVs, you can use your phone to FaceTime somebody, but it also pops up on the TV. So I'm assuming we can do that for this. Listen, it's something that I would love to do. I mean, me personally, I would love to have you two on as many episodes as we can, but I'm looking at it from like, listen, call it what it is. I don't care we got stale. Not you guys. We did here. The Juicebox itself got stale. We just got used to only recording with us. There was never guests. Yeah, of course, the conversation and stuff was great. I'm not discounting the actual conversations itself, but the creativity got stale. I think the product got stale, and I'm man enough to admit it. That's half on me. Like I want to get to a place where we can get people back on the show bring in new eyes, bring in females. Like, we don't like, we need different audiences. And that's something that I'm looking forward to trying to fix in 2024 for sure.
Yeah. Well, I have if we want to get a guest on, getting some Georgia eyes on the program, which is nice on the program. So we're branching out a little bit, and also old buddy Greg and Drew are big fans of the show. So maybe we'll have to Skype them in one of these days and just shoot the shit with some Georgia peaches. No, I agree. I'm happy to be back, for sure. I fully admit I got kind of where it started to feel like work to me, and I just was like, whatever. So I'm glad I had a nice break. It's nice because I'm usually very hustle and bustle a lot of the time during the week with work. So it's nice to just kind of sit back and do this with you guys for sure. I'm glad to be back in it. I tried out my 4 or 5 episode NASCAR show, just kind of stopped doing that. So it's nice to just kind of be back on a more consistent thing here with my guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a little detour on the conversation here.
Yeah, let's detour. Let's get into some topics here, Tiggy.
Got a little detour. I'm thinking about possibly going to Korea next year.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
What? It can't be north. It just can't. It's got to be south. It's got to be south.
It's got to be south. It's going to be south. I mean, nothing's set in stone, but my career field does have options in South Korea, like an hour outside of Seoul, and there's like 2 units I could possibly go to. So they're always looking for volunteers and stuff, and I'll have to see. I think it's in the next month or 2 where there will be a cycle where you can kind of see potential job openings for next year. And I don't know. I just think Korea would be cool. I remember still back in the day, there was this guy, Chief Pat, who he was a Clash of Clans creator. And I would just follow because I was playing Clash of Clans a lot and stuff. And they did all the bases and all oh, these are the strategies for this town hall and stuff. And I would just watch him. And he took a trip to South Korea, I think, to visit the company that made the game. And he was like, Seoul, South Korea is the most unique city I've ever been to. I've been to Japan. I've been here. He's like, South Korea, though, is like a whole different planet from what we know over here. And he was like, I thought it was so cool. So that kind of stuck with me. And the fact that we get the opportunity, I'm playing more League of Legends, which is like massive over there in Korea. And I just think it'll be a cool experience. And I don't know. I just kind of want to, while I'm in the military, I want to do something where I can just explore the world. And I don't know how many chances I'm going to get to possibly live overseas, someplace like that. So I don't know. I'm going to potentially put my name in the hat and see if I get chosen. And then it would be there for a year. But I don't know. That's just what I'm kind of thinking right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be in Korea next year sometime. So,
Yeah.
Well, boys, I got a couple facts for you. Seoul's one of the largest cities in the world by population, with over 9 million inhabitants. It was founded as the capital of the Joseon dynasty in 1394. Seoul has a history that spans over 600 years. Don't understand how that. Wow, never mind. My math is off. That makes a lot of sense now that I just reread that. One more fun fact here. The city has an extensive and efficient public transport network, including subways, buses, and trains. JT, back to you.
No, yeah, thanks for those fun facts there, Jake. But Tiggy Nation, full support of this. I am a firm believer in one experience leading you to another experience,
Amen.
So you could go to South Korea for work, and like you said, it's a big gaming area that could lead into some other experience that that sticks with you for the rest of your life. So all about going out and trying new things, man. life is so quick and short, and the years just go faster and faster each year. So I am fully on board with your South Korea experience, Tiggy Nation.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, I'm just I think it'll just be super exciting. So I appreciate all the support and stuff. And hey, maybe it'll pan out, and I'll just be a South Korean for a little bit. So
Maybe you will.
yeah,
Honestly, dude, I love that.
yeah,
I love it. I mean, especially since they're trying to take our Zins away from us. I'm happy that you're getting out while you can. You're getting to a place that just you could start fresh, man. So I'm looking forward. I'm hoping for you.
Oh yeah, Zins definitely have to be available because they're big smokers over in Korea. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, speaking of Zins here, all right. So there's a new hot item coming on the block. All right, and it goes by the name of Zone. Okay, Zone is the hottest, newest nicotine pouch rolling out first week of February. And if you are interested in the Daytona 500, listen, it's not BJ McLeod rocking Zone. It's not Corey LaJoy rocking Zone. It's Kyle Busch rocking the Zone car for the Daytona 500. 12 races this year. He'll be repping our new product.
Come on!
Primary sponsor on the car. His suit is Zone. Listen, if you like a nice nicotine buzz, go get yourself some 9 milligram dragon fruit Zone, because Zen can get a 3 or a 6 milligram, but what they can't give you is a 9 mg, and they can't give you as many pouches in one can as we can. So shout out nicotine pouches, aka Zone. Sorry,
First of all, sorry for interrupting. I was gonna say you should have Tiggy Nation guests, but you just went right into it, so that's pretty cool. 2, I consider myself a nicotine pouch connoisseur. Tried a lot, tried them all, flavors, whatever it may be. Big fan of Zones. Pouches are very soft. They actually are a pillow. The flavors come through very nice, and they actually last a long time as well. Very excited to try the 9s, though. Forgot about the 9s. That's going to be a little crazy. Yep. And I'm very excited for NASCAR this year. Very excited for the Netflix NASCAR show to come out. I hope it grows the sport a little bit. And a couple weeks, boys, and we're back. Clash at the Coliseum. Let's go.
No, yeah, so I'm super pumped for this Netflix show coming out. I got to get Netflix back now. I love the strategy, though. Because NASCAR sees, oh shit, F1, Formula 1 is freaking huge these days. And they got their Netflix show, so NASCAR has to clap back. I love the strategy, I really do. Super pumped for the NASCAR show. Not shocked we don't see much of CB in it. CB's more strictly business kind of guy. So I don't know if he'll be in the show very much.
You see his wife. You see his wife, and you don't even see him in the trailer.
You saw a quick glimpse, a quick half millisecond glimpse of CB. I don't know if he'll be in it very much, other than seeing his car, because he's a strictly business kind of guy. Love that for him, but sometimes he needs to talk a little shit. So I hope this year he decides to kind of build his brand a little bit more. I don't know if he will, but very pumped for the show. Pumped for NASCAR to be back. Already booked my Darlington, South Carolina tickets. That's in May
12th.
May 12th. Pumped for that. Very, very much looking forward to it.
Well, since you're booking those tickets, you might as well book the championship finals
Phoenix, I know.
In November, eh, boys?
I know, and dude,
I mean, planning this far ahead would actually make it a valuable option. If that really was going to happen, I wouldn't care to go to the Atlanta playoff race in September. I'd rather just wait and go in November.
Yeah, and the direct flights from Atlanta to Phoenix aren't that expensive.
So yeah,
So
Atlanta is like whenever I go east, 70% of the time I have a layover in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really shocked me because I just looked one day when we were talking about this last year's championship, and I was just looking. They were pretty cheap, honestly, from here to Phoenix. So the freaking options are endless.
The opportunities are endless. And speaking of opportunities, I have been leasing my car out here because I was like, oh, military, supposedly you move every 2 years. So I'm like, well, I'll get a 3-year lease. And then, if I get orders or something, I can break the lease. And if like I go overseas or something, it's like, I just won't take the car or something. Turns out at this base, it's a training base. So that's not going to happen. And they call me every couple weeks saying like, hey, you're going to get overdue on your mileage for the lease. Would you like to re-up for the 2024 and we'll get you a lower payment? And I have told them probably 5 times, hey, I appreciate you calling, but again, I'm not going to make a decision until the time comes. Like, I'm not just going to re-up a brand new lease. Like, that's psychotic. So can you please stop calling me? They're like, okay, yeah, we'll talk to you in August then. Some lady just called me as I was pulling in after work. Same issue. And she was like, we have on our records here that you're going to go overdue on your mileage. And I'm like, that's not true. She's like, well, we have you at 20,400 and you get 10,000 per year. So you only have 6 months left. I'm like, I can assure you, I'm not going to drive 9,500 miles in the next 6 months. She's like, well, she's like, well, it looks like you're going to be overdue. I'm like, I don't think you got to the note cards you have, you got to think for a second because the math isn't adding up with what just happened. And I was just like, I'm not going to make a decision. What's going to happen? And I mean, used cars are still like decently expensive. So worst case scenario, I'm just going to buy it and then sell it no matter what. It's like, there's no chance I'm letting that car go just back to the dealership for nothing. It makes 0 sense to do that. So I don't know. It just kind of depends. But it's just so frustrating. They just call every 2 weeks and it grinds my gears.
Yeah, see that I get it because I do that. but it's not every 2 weeks, but it is I do it to government people, so like they like to talk anyways. So sometimes it like doesn't doesn't hurt as much, and they don't like to answer the phone either. But I can understand where that would get frustrating for sure. But I also think it's crazy that they think you're going to drive 9,000 miles in 6 months.
That's what I mean.
That's insane.
So I was like, first of all, how do they have my mileage? Because like, what do they have, a sensor on the car that shows them the mileage of my car? You know what I mean?
Is it? Oh dang! Is it oil changes, maybe?
Well, they could track it via that, but the last oil change, I didn't even take it to the dealership. I just took it somewhere else to get the oil change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, that's kind of creepy, actually, that you said that out loud.
Yeah. So I'm like,
probably
so they were close to the mileage that I had, I think, but it still didn't add up to what it was, unless they were just guesstimating, unless they were literally just like 5,000 miles every 6 months, and maybe they didn't say 22,400. Maybe they said, or 20,400. Maybe they said 24,000 or 25,000, thinking that I drive 5,000 miles every 6 months, which is not the case. And I tried to correct them with the math anyway, and they were just following the note cards, which again is their job. But I just wish I'm not going to make a decision. So I understand it's their job, and it's also just my job to just be annoyed and just be like, I'm just not going to do that,
But see, do you want to know what else is crazy though? Is if it's this, let's just say it's the same person that's calling you every 2 weeks. Let's just pretend.
Mm-hmm.
If you, like you did, told that person, hey, I don't really know yet. I'm going to make this decision in this month, whatever it may be. I guarantee if they just waited to call you and called you around when you said you would be extremely more receptive and they might even pull off a sale. But if you drive people up a wall, which is something I always talk about at work, that people are like, well, you got to keep going. I'm like, well, listen, if you piss people off, they're not going to fucking talk to you or be receptive. So that's a little sales 101 for you little young buckaroonies.
Couldn't agree more. And I agree with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry. No, but yeah, back to just another next thing here, guys.
He just Mitch McConnell on us.
I did.
He also said back to a new topic.
What the fuck?
I just kind of short circuit sometimes. And that's what just happened. But so update on Team Cornholio in my Cornhole league.
Yes.
So we got absolutely destroyed last week.
Score?
So it's best out of 3.
Okay.
But so we have a team of 4. So we switch, like 2 people play and then 2 people play. The game I played, me and Greg, we lost 21-2.
Oof.
And then the next game was
Close
something similar to that. So we got absolutely destroyed. I mean, I did call it on last week's episode. It's like, listen, we won our first game, but we will not stand a chance if we play like that again. But this day, I will say, our competitor, they were really good. They were really good. Some of these teams are really good. Like they'll go and practice and they'll be like, oh, I think that's a couple centimeters too far or whatever, and then they'll pull. This dude pulled out his tape measure last week.
See, I'm out on that. I'm out.
He pulled it out.
Like nope, not for fun. Not if we're doing this for fun. Like if I understand. Yeah, I understand being competitive, but like, come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
So
Tig, what were you using that for last? Huh?
I was trying to do that TikTok challenge of,
Let's go.
You know what? I love the tape measure. I love it, though. I love the tape measure. I know Jake's not a fan, but we play softball, and every time we have to throw it when you pitch a certain, it's above 6 feet and below 12. Half the time they're throwing fucking ephus lobs, like lollipops in there that are over 12 feet, and everyone keeps saying, it's like, Tig, you got to bring that tape measure. All right, there's no way that's legal. There's no way, and I keep forgetting every time. So,
love it.
I mean, I will say, it's a pretty good intimidation technique. Like you're like out there just trying to toss the sack around, and someone pulls out a freaking tape measure. You're like, oh shit, these guys mean business, really.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But if they're doing it in all seriousness, like with the intent to either intimidate you or like legit get you in trouble, that's yeah.
No,
asshole.
so they did.
Asshole. So if they're doing it jokingly, that's funny, and that's
so yeah. They weren't doing it to be like. I don't think they weren't doing it to be like ass. They were just like legit, like, oh, I think these are too far apart, the boards.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, damn, you're just coming strapped with a tape measure to a cornhole league where nobody wins anything at the end. Like,
see, I could have seen myself like not letting that go, throwing like little digs throughout the match, be like, oh, should have pulled your tape measure out for that one. That type of stuff.
Yeah. It's funny because we were practicing where it was up a little bit and we were making everything. Now, it's,
now you guys screwed it up.
You guys must practice at this range at home or something,
Yeah.
Losers.
But it's still just a good time. Good time. Yeah, I really got to bounce back though. Can't be missing the board as many times,
I just think don't forget where you came from, dude.
I know.
We were raised on tossing bags.
I know. I'm just getting back in the groove. I'm getting back in the groove.
You're getting fat. You can't toss bags anymore. What else is going on? Go eat another cookie.
What a shot by Jake.
Go eat another
First
cookie,
off,
dude. You changed your shirt and I could see your fucking love roll all the way on the side of the camera.
that's
JT,
right.
what
You
do
feel that? You feel that right there? That's rock hard right there. Okay.
Oh, dude, you had a chance to eviscerate me. Why didn't you? I literally teed it up for you.
No, because I just was, just.
Because obviously I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I know, but like cookie, it's hard to just turn down some cookies. It really is. Like Angie made cookies last night, and I just ate all of them, and they're just all gone. There's no cookies left. Less than 24 hours, cookies were gone. So,
I have legit like a whole brownie mix and sugar cookies and stuff that I didn't bake around Christmas time, and I'm too afraid to even make it because like that it'll probably be gone within like a day or two, and it's just
Yeah.
me eating it. So
right.
I mean, this is the lunch line, boys. We're not supposed to be healthy.
true.
Well, there's healthy foods we can eat at lunchtime. But see,
What are
like
you,
that.
the principal? Like,
No,
like what?
We got the Battle of the Nixon episode here. Jeez.
What?
but like yeah.
You know
All right,
what?
I got something here. All right, so how's we gotta catch up on some homework here, boys.
Oh,
Almost a month into the new year. How are our New Year's resolutions looking? Come on now, Mr. Tough Guys. How are we looking?
wait, who's tough? Both of us?
No, we both you, I guess.
You.
But Jake, you first.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it being called tough. I think my New Year's resolution's going great, actually. I feel like I've been very mentally, I've been very down to earth. Work's been, doing all right, but I'm also living by what I said. Like I'm just not putting myself around bullshit. Like if anybody like is talking out of turn or like I know is just straight up bullshitting, I'm just outie on that stuff. Like I'm just keeping it real. I'm being more of like a cool, tough guy, like I said. Already got sick once this month. That stunk, but I've been grinding when I can. I'm back at the gym. I went Monday and Tuesday, and today I took off, and then I'll go back Thursday and Friday, and then probably a little bit on the weekend. Honestly, can't really complain about life right now, boys. I'm just doing my best to keep myself in a great mental space. I'm excited to get back to the OG juice box ways, and I'm reamped and I'm ready to roll. How about you, tough guy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm not as happy as I could be, that's for sure right now. We're early into the year. There's ups and downs. It's a climb, but
Trust it.
yeah. So we have I've been slowly getting back into the fitness. It's kind of like every 3 days, and it's very sporadic, and it's very like I'm planning to go every day and I end up putting it off. And I'm like, I'll go in the morning, and then I wake up, 10 minutes after my alarm, and now I got to bust my ass to work. So that's an everyday occurrence, but I think I'm going to try to just start going at night for the time being, just get back into it, and then try. I think I don't have a program. You know what I mean? Like I don't have anything I'm doing. I literally just do like chest and tries one day, then back and buys, then leg day, and then I just repeat that process. You know what I mean? And I just kind of keep doing the same stuff. And I don't think that enough motivates me to do it. So I saw this Instagram post that it was like it was a whole regiment, and it was like running and like it was like running while like going for strength too. And I was like, oh, that seems really cool. So I might try to do something like that after maybe a week of just getting back in the gym and stuff like that. And there's literally days where it's just like long run. And it's like, I don't know if they just go for a run for an hour or something like that. You know what I mean? Like with like occasional stops or something. So I think that'd be cool to kind of mix it up like that. So I might try something like that once I get a little more consistent with the gym. So I'm excited for that. one of my resolutions was to get better at League of Legends and to become gold. Now, we are it's basically 2 weeks, but less than 2 weeks, i.e. 2 days ago, I made gold in League of Legends.
Yeah!
Whoa!
Already.
Let's go!
What?
So I am
Damn.
very happy with that. It was a rough start to the season. I think I started like 2-8, and I ended up, I think it was 28-17, I think was my record when I got gold. And I won I won the last 7 games in a row to get me there. And I was like, it's crazy. Like, so I'm just very excited. I think I'm just learning a lot and I'm playing a lot better. And there's a whole new system with the items and the map and stuff. So I've hit gold already. My goal was to just stay in gold, and then eventually maybe I can get platinum this season too. I don't know. It's so early. I mean, fuck. I mean, the Rift is my oyster.
Honestly, Tiggy, it does not shock me that you got gold. It's 2024. It's an Olympic year. It's the year of gold. And you want to know what? It's the Mamba year. It's time. It's time. We are here. We are back. But speaking of a workout regimen, let me introduce you to my new friend,
Okay.
Oh God.
ChatGPT.
Oh,
I got a workout regimen right here for you, Tiggy Nation. I'll send it to you. I'll screenshot it and I'll send it to you. I tell you what, I think JT's kind of scared of it. I was kind of scared of it.
Dude, it is wild.
I'm fully embraced into it. I'm going to use the AI tools while I can. Oh, and I'm not using it for wrong. I'm using it for good. And honestly, I've now become reliant on ChatGPT, and it's honestly, I don't even care anymore.
Well, no. Go ahead.
yeah. I was
Go
just
ahead,
going to say,
Tiggy Nation.
well, I think you should go, but then I got something right after.
Okay. Well, no. I mean, it's crazy, like the data analysis and things that it can do. So I think that part is cool. I think it definitely could be used in the world for good, but people will use it wrongly, Jake, I wouldn't be reliant on it. I wouldn't let that be your brain, I wouldn't let it be a symbiotic relationship.
I was over exaggerating. I don't really rely on it.
I'm just telling, hey,
I'm just trying to add effect to the podcast.
Am I allowed to care about you, dude, and your well-being, or no?
Yes, but you don't care that I use the internet, so shut the fuck up, you little prick.
So, like I said, Jake, I don't think you should become reliant on it. I don't think it should be a symbiotic relationship, but I do think it can be used for good, for sure. I've been playing around with it. Like, the thing that just freaks me out that it can do is like all the pictures and stuff. It kind of just blows my mind, really. It's cool, no doubt, but it just really blows my mind, and it's almost scary how fast it can just make an image. And then Tiggy Nation, like you said, it kind of really does suck for like the artists of the world, like the graphic designers and stuff of the world, But it is very cool. It really does. It really does blow my mind. Like it's almost like a Google search.
It's Jarvis.
Yeah, it's like a Google search on steroids. Like it'll just give you like, instead of articles, it'll give you like a synopsis of what you're really trying to figure out, which is really cool.
Yeah. Like I think it's like Jarvis, Iron Man's Jarvis, and obviously I was kind of being funny there, but I do use it a lot because there's a lot of information that you can learn. Like for my line of work, I can use it as a resource to help me on certain things. Definitely can understand where the scary aspect of it is, but like it's crazy. I literally uploaded a doc, or it was like a picture of the food sensitivity thing that I got back and just said, can you make me like a food plan? And it just created this massive food plan for me. I just screenshotted that workout regimen that it just made. Like, it is fascinating. It is kind of crazy. Google's new phone, the new Galaxy, they're promoting it. It's the Galaxy S24 AI. It has AI in it, which makes me assume that the next iPhone will also have AI in it. I don't. Part of me also is just like, it's kind of like the internet. I think the part that scares me the most is that I'm trying to remember what I was watching, to where people are using AI to make AI now. That's scary. Like once the humans get their hands out and the computer itself becomes smarter than us, that is when you have like a iRobot-esque type movie. But I think
it's like iRobot. That's like Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's just it could happen. And
thoughts, Tiggy Nation.
Yeah. I mean, I like ChatGPT. I know some people use it for homework, and I mean, obviously, there's like an integrity issue with that. But I don't think ChatGPT is as harmful as people let on. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's very easy if you have used ChatGPT before. You can see what is kind of like auto-generated, just like how it's structured a little bit. You know what I mean? So, like, because I've used ChatGPT before, and I'm seeing like other people's like posts and stuff, and I'm like, that's not written like, like how it should be, or like there's no way this guy wrote that and stuff like that. So, I think you can definitely see through it. When I've used it, I kind of write it as an outline, and then I change up the wording a lot to it and stuff like that. But I think it's good to just do a skeleton of it, and it just saves time. I mean, that's the biggest issue. The biggest resource we don't have enough of is time in this life. So everyone's trying to save time. And for doing menial tasks, like even sending an email and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, of just something you need and require, but write it in the professional format and stuff like that. Like, fuck, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? I'm in the Air Force, and we have to do promotion statements and Air Force reviews for your ranks and stuff like that. All my supervisors use it to write all the bullets for the airmen and stuff like that. Because you just put it in there, it does in the correct format, and it sounds and looks nice. You know what I mean? So like, I want to say who cares? I'm sure some people care, but I don't think that's the most harmful thing. The picture art aspect, that's another argument, but I don't even know. I mean, it sucks for the artist, but if you can get it for free instead of paying $20 or $50 for a logo or something like that, when it looks pretty good, like.
And then I go back and forth with the picture thing because I'm with you at first. I'm like, man, like, it's just crazy how it can just generate you something that an artist used to have to do or something, But then at the same time, it's like, it can almost bring out a person's creativity that they didn't know that they had, because they have to describe what they want this picture to look like. So it's like,
point.
So you're almost like, it's almost cool in a sense, because maybe who's someone who doesn't have the most artistic ability can still create something in their mind and have this thing make it, because I was playing with it, and it's like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy, like, what to a T, like, if you say no, like, make this, and then it makes it, and you're like, well, adjust this and make this color and do this, it'll like do it. And it's great. It just blows my mind that it's an actual thing, really.
Yeah. I mean, ChatGPT is like, I feel like the most popular. There's other AI stuff that you can use. I know I have somewhere in whenever I see Twitter, I don't use the bookmarks. I just DM it to myself. Which I know is
I do that too, though.
Like, we've definitely talked about this too, but I don't use the bookmark feature at all. And I definitely have one where there's like, for YouTubers and stuff, you can make thumbnails with one of the things. Like, there's a program that just does like YouTube thumbnails, and you can like upload a picture of yourself and be like, hey, I'm doing like a sniper montage for Call of Duty or something like that, and it'll do it all for you and put it in writing and stuff. It does it in 10 seconds behind the screen. You know what I mean? When you normally you would have to pay someone, I don't know, $5, $10, $20 for a thumbnail, depending on like how big of a creator you are and stuff like that. And it's like if you're
that might take 2-3 hours to do.
Yeah, or like the artist might not be around, and it's like, listen, I want this fucking out right now, and you know what I mean. And then it's like, you want me to be on call for $5? Like, you kidding me? And as well, if you're a young creator not making any money anyway, I mean, if you're, let's say you're doing a video every day, you're aspiring creator and stuff, it's $10, $10 a day you're spending on the goddamn thumbnails and stuff. It's like that's gonna add up, and you're making the video on top of it. So the fact that you can just like plug and play and stuff, I think is very cool. And there's a lot of tools like that for creators where you can like do a transcript or do a script for this YouTube video. It's like, hey, this is my YouTube video. I want a narrative script that I can voice over it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So like, I just think it makes everyone more creative. And I know there's been talks about these jobs, and I know they're out there, and I think there's going to be more demand for it. But the best, I think like software engineering and stuff is turning out to be ChatGPT, because they can find the issues internally with the system faster than a human can, because they can just like diagnose everything easier. So I know they already exist, but there's just going to be more jobs like that where there are going to be like ChatGPT engineers, where you have to know what to prompt to find the issues and stuff and find the fixes. So there's going to be people that are so prominent in ChatGPT that know how to communicate with the AI in its language to find like the answers they need and stuff. So that's going to be like, just a new job in the future, is going to be like an AI engineer, in which you are not making the AI, but you are just communicating and prompting it to get the data you need. Which is very cool.
No, that's a great point. And like, I also like, I pay for like the $19.99 a month one that has like the internet attached to it, has the image creator, has the data analysis. I probably use 10% of the capabilities that I even know what I actually can do with it. But the amount of time, like, for example, like small things like that workout thing that I just sent, you can look up like, hey, give me the top 5 safest cities in North Carolina for young adults to move to right now. And it just goes boom, 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 and like gives you all these certain things, like being able to compare and contrast quicker than actually sitting down and having to do the research. I agree with what the one thing that everything that Tig said was great, but the one thing that stuck out to me was we're always looking for extra time that we don't get in our day. And this tool really does create more time for you, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It's a nice, like, it's like a, I just did this weird comparison in my mind. It's like Google was cable, and then ChatGPT is like a streaming service where it puts it all into one thing. Like it'll take everything into one. That's a great example. Because it is very useful. Like data analysis. Like if you need to do a quick Google search instead of reading 5 articles about which city's the best, like it'll just give you a list. Like I think that's great. I'm all for that, honestly.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
And I think just to tie a bow on that, it's like there's always a good side and a bad side to everything, and I'm just choosing on focusing on the good side is all.
Yeah, like anyone can abuse anything.
Yeah.
Like what's the difference between someone looking something up on ChatGPT and swiping through TikToks for 5 hours? Like what's the difference? Like what, you know what I mean? Like
what one could argue that I'm getting smarter while that person's getting dumber.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. My computer's going to die, guys.
Oh shit. All right. Well, this was the most fun 20 minutes I've had in a long time.
Yeah. 20 minutes? How
20
long
minutes
has it been?
Into, I don't know, 50?
Yeah, it's been longer than 20 minutes.
I know. I'm joking because we did it again.
Yeah,
We did do it again.
it was a good
But
time.
it's all right. It's a good time. You know, thank God here at the JuiceBox podcast, we get hour-long lunch breaks as opposed to 25-minute lunches. How do you expect a freaking adult human being to do everything they need to do in a 20-minute lunch break? Sorry. It's just crazy that there's still jobs out there that are just crazy like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for hopping in line with us again, guys. Lunch was great. Look forward to doing it again next week. And I hope you all have a great night. Bye-bye.